Good morning. In this third lesson of the course, we will finally close the discussion related to the cartographic portals. So the last let's say, option I left yesterday is Google Earth. So we have been using Google Maps, which is a web portal, so you use it through the browser. So you use Chrome or Explorer, whatever you have, Firefox, and the application is totally online without any plugin on your PC. So it works almost everywhere without any problem. Google Earth is a product that is always, of course, as you understand from the name, a Google product. And in order to work, it needs a plugin. So you have to install it on your laptop, on your PC. Let's say that the background maps are nearly the same maps that you use, that you can see and use on Google Maps. The difference is that as there is a plugin on your PC, it is much quicker. So and also it has lots of different layers. For example, I don't know, let's go to Basilica di San Pietro. As you can see, it gets to a detail which is much more detailed than the Google Maps let's say images and detail, because using the plugin on your PC, it can create, for example, these 3D images, which are not the pictures that you see in the street view. It is a real 3D of, in this case, of the Basilica, which is constructed using the 3D model of the earth and of the buildings, with attached on top the pictures of these buildings. You can have a feeling of this because this is the 3D of Basilica di San Pietro. If you use the yellow man that usually we use for the street view, let's see if we can do something. I can't see the menu here. Okay, here. If you use, let's go somewhere else, because, okay, let's go somewhere else. Then back to San Pietro or to, okay, London Eye, because I tested this morning. So this is the London Eye, and as you can see, the more you get close to London Eye, and the more the 3D of the buildings is has a great definition. I'm without mouse, so it's not so easy. Okay, I'm getting to the detail I wanted. So this is the 3D of this building with on top the pictures taken of the through any street view or whatever else. While if you use this, you will have the real street view. So as you can see, this is a picture taken with a car, with a Google car or with a Google bike or whatever else, and it's not the same image that you had here, because this is not the picture taken from a Google car, but this is a real reconstruction 3D of the environment with on top the pictures that from a plane or from whatever any other device, a drone or whatever else has been taken. So this is a totally different way of representing the map. This is working this way, as I told you, because you have to install something on your PC. And as you can see from the menus here, there are lots of other layers. Parks, golf courts, transportation, airports, whatever you want. Let's see. For example, in the US, you have the postal code borders, school district borders. So if we go to New York, if we go to New York, okay, stop here. This white layer on top of the are the districts, and if I add, for example, Scholar District, as you know, as you can see, they are appearing and disappearing. And of course, this without a plugin will be very difficult or will take a lot of time. So in this case, this application, this Google Earth, is giving much more functionalities and much more layers. So I suggest you to spend some time on Google Maps to see which are the layers, how you can save your places in order to go directly there. There are lots of places already saved, so I don't know, Grand Canyon or things like that, if you want to go directly to Grand Canyon. So it's quite interesting tool, especially if you want a very high resolution images. Going back to the subject I left yesterday regarding the fact that we are using for free these portals and this map, but in reality these portals and this map are bringing, let's say, a lot of revenues to these companies, so to Microsoft, to Here Maps, to Google Maps, not to OpenStreetMap, because as I told you, OpenStreetMap is a free portal where you, if you want, you can donate money, but you are not charged if you are using the map of this portal. So how does it work, the revenue? How do this company make revenue on this? Let's take a look, for example, to the Fiat.com web portal. So this is the application, the web portal of Fiat. In this portal, there are options somewhere in any of this portal, as I told you, IKEA, Hilton, Fiat, and whatever. In Fiat, there is an option at the end of the portal here, where we are, that, as you can see, opens a map. As you can see here, we have written Google, so it means that Fiat is using Google in order to identify what Europe, Italy, you can select, you can have the information they want to let you know. So in this case, where are we in Italy? There is their office in Turin, and there is another office in, okay, it's Malta. But you can also, I think, locate, let's see, locate the dealers. There was an option, wait a second, to locate the dealers on the map, or the closest dealer to your address. Locate, choose your market. Give me a few seconds, because they are changing the website every let's say week. Usually here you can choose between dealers and not dealers. News, Heritage, Fiat Club, My Fiat, I don't know. Okay, I went directly. This is one of the problems of the web portals of some companies, that it's easier to find a menu through Google than in the Fiat website. Anyway, as you can see here, if you say 33100, or if you say Udine, it will search for Udine, and you will have on the map all the dealers close to Udine, and of the dealer you will have phone number, how to get there, and so on. So all the information, closing time and opening and closing time, and so on. So this is the way Google gets money from Google Maps. So whenever a company includes the maps of Google, as in this case, inside its portal, because now we are in fiat.it portal, then Google, because as you can see it's Google is paid. How do they calculate how much this will cost to Fiat? It's very easy. For any, it's called a pay-per-use model. So it means that anytime someone clicks on this map, Google gets money from Fiat. So let's say if I zoom in, I zoom out, I search for the city of Milan, I do something different, I change the view, I insert the name of Gorizia. Anytime I do something like this, Google, Gorizia, name of the dealer, località, let's write here, Gorizia, okay. Anytime I do something like this and the map is in some way moved or zoomed or panned in this way, Google is counting the number of this transaction, and at the end of the month bills fiat for the number of transaction. To give you an idea, these are real costs. To give you an idea, 500,000 of this transaction, so if I do this 500,000 times, Google bills €8,500 to fiat. So 500,000 is 8,000 euro, approximately 8,000 euro. So imagine that millions probably of people are looking to the web, to the fiat portal. Not all of them will get to the map, because if you're looking to models, to costs, to prices, you're not going to the map. But anytime some of you is getting to the map of the dealer of Fiat, whenever you do something on the map, Google is counting, and Fiat will receive a bill for this. So this is, and if you're thinking the big companies, as I told you yesterday, IKEA, Hilton, Media World, Fiat, Mercedes, all of them, if you search in their portal, have somewhere the map of the dealer, of the shops, of the agencies, if you are a bank, and so on, of the bancomat, if you want to know the closest bancomat of Unicredit, you will go to Unicredit website and you will find the map. All these companies are paying Google, if they choose Google as a map, as a background map, are paying Microsoft if they have chosen Bing Maps for background, are paying here if they are using here map as a background. So depending on what they choose, they will be billed by the company, by the company producing the website they are using. While we can use it, as you have seen yesterday, for free, directly from the portal. But you cannot insert this map on your portal, because otherwise you have to pay Google. And so, with the information that you have, you could say, but why don't all of us are using OpenStreetMap, which has the maps and is for free? Because OpenStreetMap allows you to do this, lots of portals are using OpenStreetMap, but OpenStreetMap, being a for free service, is not guarantee any SLA, any service level agreement. So OpenStreetMap tells you, if you use my maps in your portal, be conscious that in some moments the maps could be very slow, because we don't have much money, we don't invest a lot in the infrastructure. So if in the same moment millions of people are looking to OpenStreetMap maps, it could be that the maps are very slow. While Google, Microsoft here, they guarantee you that the map is very fast, that whenever you zoom automatically you will have the zoom ready, and so on, because they get a lot of money and they have big data centers and infrastructures to host these services. To give you an idea, Google Maps is a service. There were a couple of years ago 15 data centers spread all over the world, and in each data center there were thousands of servers, so thousands of computers that as only job were producing Google Maps maps. So they were waiting for people to searching for maps, address, calculating routes, and so on. That was thousands of servers in 15 different places distributed around the world. So huge investment for this service, not for you because that you are using the service for free, but for the company that are using this service in order to have to do business, and so they have to pay Google. As I told you, connected cars are now using Google or Bing or here, and so each connected car is paying something for this kind of services. In order to, it's not to do something like Fiat, to do something like this, it's not very difficult in the sense that Google, here, Microsoft, on top of Google Maps, are offering something that is, let's say, a layer that is called SDK, Software Development Kit. So it's very easy for a programmer, for someone who programs computer, from someone who creates application, to ask Google, give me the map of Udine. To ask Google, give me the best route to go from Via delle Scienze to Palazzo Antonini. So there is an easy way to ask the SDK of Google to have a map back. I want to know the closest bus stop to Palazzo Antonini. This is a simple request that you inside your application do to Google, and Google answers with a map that you can use, as in this case Fiat is doing, to show the map of the dealer inside their web portal. Okay, so it is called SDK, Software Development Kit, and it's very easy to use. So it's very easy to ask Google, Microsoft, or here, or whatever, or OpenStreetMap, to have the map back depending on the need that you have in that moment. Okay, now we stop this lesson because we are now going to a approximately 1 hour course, 1 hour seminar on Tableau. We want, as I told you, Tableau is one of the applications we will use to analyze data, to import and analyze tourist data. And what we are doing now is a 1 hour seminar on Tableau that one of my colleagues will do. He will work, and he will do it in Italian, unfortunately or luckily. So now we close this video and we restart in a few minutes with the Tableau session.